today we're hanging out today. I'm gonna give you a little 30-second life update because this has been the most every day is just very unexpected, but okay. 30-second life update. So obviously we're back in this kitchen. So this is my parents' house. We rented from my parents. They lived away from here. They moved back. We moved out. We found a little beach condo. We moved in. Bo and I, especially Bo, started experiencing a lot of issues, breathing issues. I started getting rashes. He started getting rashes. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. We couldn't figure out what it was. We could not figure out what was going on, but we started noticing that we felt a lot better being out of the house. And so then we started feeling like, well, maybe it's something in the house. So anyway, it's kind of led us down this little rabbit trail of like trying to figure out what's going on. And so we are now back here and we got some testing back. And so anyway, all that's said and done, I don't even know if that's a saying, but all that to say is that we are staying here right now while we work it out with management and figure out what's going on, because Bo ended up in the ER. It's been something that I've never experienced before. And so it's been it's been hard to navigate because it's like, you know, what's happening, but then we kind of have an idea of what's going on. So without going into all of that, I am just really thankful that we get to be here right now while we figure everything out, because we cannot be in that like condo on that property because it is just causing our bodies to react so severely. And so especially Bo. So we're back here while we're kind of in limbo. And yeah, it's just been so crazy. I feel like ever since Milk and Honey came out, I just have not been able to even like, you know, I haven't even made the website for it. I just feel like it's just been a very, very full on season. And so, okay, well, let's make our hydration drink because we actually need to go run errands. We need to go to the store. We need to go get groceries. We are all out of our food. So I've just been going and trying to catch up on homework. And so I went for a beach walk this morning with Meester and I feel so much better. It was so nice to go for a walk and just get my body moving. So we're gonna add our coconut water. I ran out of my aloe vera, so I can't add my aloe vera into it, but that's okay. Grapefruit is a permanent flavor now. Literally couldn't be happier. It's my favorite flavor. This genuinely makes me happy. It makes my day literally better. I feel better when I drink the grapefruit. Like it just, look at my smile. This is real. I love it so much. So we're gonna add in our grapefruit. I'm genuinely so happy that they made this a permanent flavor. I was devastated when that's a very dramatic word, but I was really sad when never open the element while you're talking. We're gonna add this in. It's the best flavor, and I'm telling you, with coconut water, it tastes so good. And with the aloe vera, just amazing. So many minerals, your potassium, magnesium, sodium, everything like that to stay hydrated. I'm gonna fill the rest of this up with water, and it's just the best. You guys, minerals literally changed my life. By the way, little update, I am getting functional labs. So when I finally did my HTMA, so my first HTMA that I did, which is a hair tissue mineral analysis, after I miscarried, I really wasn't focusing on my minerals and like being really intentional with like sodium, potassium. It's actually amazing. And I was studying adrenal health yesterday and cortisol and how it's really not what I was literally reading, like research papers, like listening it was really fascinating. And so it is actually amazing how much salt that we lose if there is any sort of stressors. I'm not just talking about emotional stressors. I'm talking about like underlying low grade bacterial infections. Anyway, without boring you with all of that, it is amazing how important sodium is and actually how much sodium we can lose. And same thing with potassium. It's really important if you struggle with any hormonal imbalances like PCOS or just hypothyroidism or just any kind of blood sugar dysregulation, maybe feeling really shaky between meals. Potassium is it is the mineral. It's so important for blood sugar regulation. We need to have enough potassium. And magnesium is just like a miracle working mineral. If you're struggling with painful periods, focusing on magnesium has literally changed my life, changed my periods. That's why I talk about minerals so much, because they are so life-changing. So no matter what you're struggling with, our cells literally need these minerals, and we can't make minerals. We have to get them from our diet, from our food, from electrolytes. That's why I love these packets, because they're just so easy to rip open, put them in your water. I've been drinking Element forever now, and it is my favorite one because they don't add any artificial sweeteners, dyes, flavors, anything like that. It's everything that you want in there. It's all of your electrolyte goodness, your minerals, and just it's everything that you want, and it's nothing that you don't want. And I love the taste. It literally makes me so happy. And you can go to drinkelement.com/Cambria. So that's drinklmnt.com/Cambria. With your order, you're gonna get the free sample pack to try all the flavors. So link will be in the description box. It's the best. And I love it so much. And this is the best drink ever. Everyone that tries this, I always hear your comments saying it is the best drink ever. I even heard from someone, they're like, it helped me increase my breast milk supply. Like, it's so incredibly hydrating. And I think too, when we think about hydration, a lot of times we just think about water. For years, I just thought about chugging as much water as I could. But actually, it's the minerals that really hydrate us. The sodium, potassium actually allow the cell, they work together as like the gatekeeper of the cell to open up the cell and actually allow water to flow in. And so it's pretty amazing. And then magnesium is literally needed for every single thing ever. Sleep. See, I could just keep talking about it, but anytime there's ATP involved, if you're feeling low energy, you need magnesium. And so there you go. You need magnesium, you need these minerals. It'll change your life. It will change your life. And later on, I'll give you a little update as far as like just health, hormones, just everything like that. We'll chat about that a little bit later. Farm, and I literally have not even had coffee or anything like that. It's been quite a day. I actually just talked with our property manager and about moving forward with moving out, because it's just not, our bodies are reacting so severe. Bo's body is just, so it's just been quite a day. Anyway, so fill up the car with some gas and we got our groceries. So I'm gonna show you what I got from the farm. The farm is my happy place, so that was really nice to go. So we have some basil, and I'm really excited to not be constantly eating out because we've just been in kind of limbo. So fresh basil, so good. It's actually really good in eggs, like amazing. They actually had kaboka squash. Okay, I also got dandelion greens. I don't really like these. These are really good in pho whenever we make pho. But I'm gonna try to, they're so good for your liver that I'm gonna try to make like a dandelion green smoothie. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, we had to get our raw carrots, and we got our Seckel pears. These are my favorite things. I wish that these were year round. They are so good. If you see them at your local farmer's market, get the Seckel pears because they are literally amazing. So we have some dill as well, and then also some potatoes and apples. They finally are coming in with the Fuji apples, and I haven't been able to find my reusable grocery bags. I've been kind of sad. Like, again, we're just very much in limbo, so I'm just missing everything. But I also got these artichokes. I think they're called sunchokes, and oh my gosh, these are, again, amazing for gut health. And I bought them the last time we were at the farm, and I was like, I've never had them before. I didn't know what to expect. They are amazing. They taste exactly like an artichoke, but they're so good. They're actually amazing. And I actually like them better than artichokes because it's almost like I don't know, it's like a root. So you can eat the whole thing and you roast it. I roasted it at like, I think $3.50 or $3.75 for like 20 or about 30 minutes ish. And it was amazing. Like with like a little bit of butter, salt, and what else did I use? Thyme. It was so good and so flavorful. But I think these are one of my new favorite, I guess, vegetables. Roots are, okay, we restocked our avocado and our oranges, super yummy, and then lots of mandarin oranges as well. So very excited about the kabocha squash. I'm really excited to roast this. It's really, really sweet. Like it's a delicious squash. I need to go to another grocery store. And honestly, I really need to just get some coffee because I was gonna have a tea, but we ran out of tea. I ordered my Rishi tea. I ordered my Rishi Earl Grey. It's so good. And I actually ordered the lavender one. They have a lavender Earl Grey, but I ordered my usual one and then I wanted to get free shipping. So I added like a little bag of that because the reviews said that it was amazing. And so I'm really excited to try that, but it's not gonna be here for probably another like week in the mail. I'm just waiting on it. So we ran out of our tea bags and then we don't have any coffee. Like all of our stuff is still over there. We're such in limbo. So I think we're gonna go get a coffee together and go finish grocery shopping. I totally forgot to show you, but I actually got some chuck roast and grass-fed meat and I'm eating an orange and it's the best orange I've ever had.
Comfortable, and no one seems to hold me like you do. You're so wonderful, a star could never shine as bright as you.
Okay, back from the grocery store with probably the most exciting grocery haul I've had in a long time. I feel like I stocked up because we've just been running about. So let's start off with the fun stuff. So I love the Thrive Market Whey, and that is my favorite whey, but they have been out of stock for such a long time that I finally just decided to pick up the Simply Terra's Pure Whey Protein grass-fed. I really, really like the chocolate, which I got. So I'm gonna try the vanilla too, but I just feel like I need to get my protein up because I just have not been eating enough protein every single day, and it's so important for blood sugar regulation and hormone health that I'm very excited because this is a very easy source of protein. If you do this and some bone broth, like just one serving of this and like a serving of bone broth, you're already at 40 grams for the day. So just really easy source of protein. And speaking of protein, I really like this. This is the Painterland Sisters Organic. I always feel so embarrassed to say it. I think it's Skyr. I feel like I'm not saying that right and I need to just learn how to pronounce it, but I really like it. It's literally just organic whole milk and then a lactase enzyme, but it has bifido strains of probiotics, which is so good. It's amazing, amazing for gut health. And I really like this because you get 21 grams of protein. Again, really easy protein. Like this is 20 grams, this is 21 grams in a serving. Really, really easy protein sources. And then I've been wanting to get more probiotics in from food. So this is the Coconut Cult Chocolate Mousse. And this was the last one of this flavor that they had. And I was reading, this one has bifidum strains as well, and also lactobacillus rhamnosus, which has been clinically studied and shown to really help with detoxification. So absolutely amazing strand of probiotic, and so it's really cool. They're a little custom, and it's only coconut cream, nectar, cacao, and probiotic blend. I really like the Coconut Cult, so this is really cute. I'm very excited to use this, or eat it, not eat. Well, I guess, you know what I mean. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, this was almost gone. They didn't have hardly any left. They don't sell Rishi at Sprouts, but I really like this Numi tea brand. It's really good. This is the aged Earl Grey. This is, there's 18 tea bags in here, and I already ordered my Rishi because it's such a better value, but we're totally out of everything. So I got this one, and honestly, the fact that it was like almost completely sold out really just showed me, I'm like, it's probably really good. And I really like the Rooibos Chai Blend. It's amazing. It's so incredibly good. So we're back to our London Fogs. I've been really enjoying them. And then this is the Coconut Cult. This is just the plain one. Bo really likes the plain. He just really likes that tangy. It kind of has like a tangy taste to it. It's almost like, yeah, it's definitely fermented, like you can tell, and he really likes that flavor, that kind of flavor. I'm gonna go with more of the chocolate, but it's gonna be both of them are gonna be really good. And then I also got chives. I have been obsessed with putting this in, doing like a breakfast wrap. Speaking of breakfast wrap, the Siete, these are so good. I love them, and I feel like Sprouts always has them on sale. These are cassava wraps. I love the ingredients. They're amazing, amazing ingredients. And I love the size of them. And I love making like a good egg wrap for breakfast in the morning. Speaking of eggs, we got our eggs and also our raw milk. I love to make the London fogs with these. And then also we got some more yogurt. This is the vanilla honey. I really like this rich and creamy one. It's so decadent and just delicious tasting. And then Bo really wanted some jam. So we got our strawberry. I like this. This one's actually made in France, I believe. Please. Yes, it is France. Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure that it is. And their regulations are really, really good there. And the ingredients are really good. So I feel really, really good about that. So, okay, I think we have one more thing. I think this is the last thing. This actually, again, because of everything that we've been experiencing, this is actually like a blend with hopefully I'm saying this. It's lacticacibacillus. Either way, it's L. rhamnosus blend. And so, and then it has another one in there as well, but the rhamnosus one has been really clinically proven. But anyway, I've studied it. It's really fascinating, very interesting, but I wanted to get this so you can take it with food, and it's really amazing for detoxification. So I wanted this specific strand, and so I'm gonna be taking it. Bo's gonna be taking it. It's promoted as vaginal and urinary tract health, but really anybody can take this. It is an amazing strand, and so very, very interesting that I think they even did their own research, but when it comes down to it, really the rhamnosus is really an incredible probiotic. So I think that's all I got. I got an eggplant for my mom because she wanted an eggplant, but I'm really excited about all this. I'm really excited to try this out, and I'm very excited about our yogurts, so, and our whey protein. So that is what we got from the grocery store. I feel like I need to just update you a little bit more, but we have dinner on. We're doing the artichokes for dinner. We're doing the sunchokes. They're so good. I cannot express. If you see them at your local farm, get them, or just grocery store. I've never seen them at the grocery store. Maybe I've never looked for them, but I've genuinely never seen them. They're so good. What I showed you from the farm earlier, the sunchokes, they're so delicious. So we're doing that, and then we're doing some potatoes, and I think my dad got some lamb chops. So that is what we are having for dinner. That is a grocery haul. I'm gonna put it away, and then I need to do some homework. Maybe we'll do that outside.
The way I feel when you walk in the room, when you walk in the room, it's not optional.
Hello, my friends. I thought we would do a little catch-up Q&A because I asked you some questions on Instagram, and I felt like we just need to catch up. There's been so much happening in our life, so many things I want to update you on with like future family stuff and like living situation and just like everything, and I feel like we just need to catch up. The first question is, do you think you will ever try fertility treatments or adoption? And so first of all, the fertility treatment, I guess you could say, that I'm doing is trying to figure out root cause of cellular dysfunction through functional testing. So I'm doing more functional testing, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to be a practitioner next month. So I graduate through the Nutritional Therapy Association next month, and I will be a practitioner. So I'm really excited about that. But I really actually wanted to work with a practitioner myself through all the functional labs to help improve thyroid function, which is really important for pregnancy, and just honestly everything. I really wanted to do functional lab work. So that's really the route that I'm taking as far as like fertility treatments, is to help my cells basically figure out what they need. And so I'm doing a GI map, which is I'm doing a more extensive GI map. You know that I did Viome testing, which was amazing. That was such a good starting point for me. I learned so much through that. I cannot recommend them enough, but I'm doing a more extensive test now to see what's going on with like certain bacterial overgrowth. And I really believe that a lot of my issues really stemmed from when I was around, honestly, from a child. So anyway, I could really talk a lot about this. So maybe we'll just buckle up and really get deep into this really quick if you're really interested in that. So because it all matters. And I've really dug deep into my health history. When I was a baby, I actually ate snail poisoning and I almost died. I actually, they had to pump my stomach full of charcoal. I was like helicoptered to a children's hospital, and they told my mom and my dad that I literally wasn't going to make it. And if I did, I'd have severe organ damage. And so anyway, that kind of level of exposure is crazy. And then I grew up swimming in chlorinated pools, which does not surprise me when I did my first hair tissue mineral analysis. And I grew up swimming in chlorinated pools, and when you are around chlorine and other halides, it displaces iodine, and iodine is a very important nutrient. It is the nutrient. It's what T4 and T3, our thyroid hormones, are made of, and we need iodine for optimal thyroid function. And so for me, I grew up swimming in chlorinated pools, and that is 100% a contributing factor to iodine deficiency. Not to mention, it's really not in our soils. It's very difficult to get. And so anyway, that's another interesting thing. And then, I just really have dug deep into my health history. And then when I was 18, and when I was in my teens, I should say, struggling with binge eating, that was a huge turning point in my health. In my teens, when I struggled with binge eating, that was a huge thing with intestinal permeability and creating a lot of gut dysfunction. And that is so important for our fertility and just our health in general. And so really what I'm doing is I'm trying to, and I believe the body is always healing and moving toward, it's always doing its best to protect us. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to just get my cells what they need. And that's really what it comes down to, because our organs are made up of cells. And when there's dysfunction at the cellular level, we're going to have dysfunction at the levels of, our thyroid and then our endocrine system, and everything kind of cascades from there. And so a lot of the times I used to think of hormones, I'm just low progesterone, just give me progesterone, that's what I need. But now it's why are we low progesterone? Why is not enough progesterone being produced? Instead of just taking progesterone, what is hindering my own natural production of progesterone? So that is why I'm doing functional testing. I did a hair tissue mineral analysis test. I'm doing another extensive GI map for the very first time. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be doing a Dutch test, which is a hormone test that measures your estrogen, progesterone, everything like that, as well as an oat test, which is an organic acids test. Sorry, my neighbor is, I think, looking for their dog. So, and then the organic acids test. So another thing that I find really interesting, if you watch my vlogs in 2015, right around the time that I started dating Bo, and I think a little bit, pretty much right around that time, 2014, 15, 16-ish, I was always sick in my vlogs, and I was always getting colds. I was always getting sick. And that's when I really had a lot of thyroid and progesterone and estrogen issues, and when I really started going downhill health-wise. And something that I've been researching and talking to my mom about is we were actually living in toxic black mold. And I have been studying that can actually lead to estrogen dominance. And so the mycotoxins that the mold produces, it's so toxic, it's so bad, and you have to get those out of your system. And anyway, really, really, really interesting. Very, very interesting. So there's a lot of contributing factors to what's going on at a cellular level. Is it pathogens? Is it bacterial overgrowth? Is it nutrient deficiencies? There can be so many things, and it can be more than one thing. For me, I want to approach fertility at a place of what are my cells needing and what's going on with them that I'm not able to have a pregnancy. Now, that does not mean that something is wrong. It does not mean that it's your fault. Absolutely not. There are so many things, like I just said, that are completely out of control. Toxic black mold exposure, your genes, your gene mutations that there's just so many factors. But that being said, I'm so happy the path that I'm on, and I'm so open to share about it, because for me, I'm just so thankful that I have gone through so many things with doctors and just previous medical experiences that really didn't lead me anywhere to actually solid solutions. And now I'm finally getting answers, and I finally feel so confident on this path that I'm on and that I'm taking. And so I'm 100% so open to sharing about it. So that is the fertility treatment that I'm personally doing. And I'm going to be going through all these tests with my friend Courtney. She's a practitioner. She runs Kale Diagnostics, and I'm so excited to be just going through all those tests. And I am more than happy to share my tests, to talk about the results, to go over what we're going to be doing, and like everything. I'm such an open book. And if you're needing like more extensive, in-depth help, and you're looking for a practitioner and you want help, I cannot recommend Courtney enough. She is currently taking clients. And so that Kale Diagnostics I'm so happy to give you a resource. And so that is what I'm going to be doing personally. And I'm really excited to go through all the functional testing and just support my body and give my cells what they need. I know that was a really long answer, but I just felt like it was important to talk about all the details because I just really want to be able to help you, for those of you who are looking into like, what do I do? Where do I go from here? Or maybe what am I doing, just to share my path and journey with you so that it might help you on yours as well. So, okay, the next question is, what's the program that you're currently going through and going to graduate from? I am going through the Nutritional Therapy Association, and I'm going to be a nutritional therapy practitioner. And then I'm going to further my education just with other resources through doctor programs and programs, I should say, that doctors put out, and learn blood chemistry and then functional testing as well. Okay, the next question is, how did the mold test come back from the new place? Sending love. Thank you so much. I feel your love. So, okay. Bo and I, obviously, this is where we lived before. This is my parents' house. They own this house, and I got a lot of questions too about moving and where we're living and what we're doing. And really the answer is I have no idea. So obviously we're here right now, but my parents own this house. We rented from them for years. We lived here. I love living here. This is obviously, like my adult childhood home. So it feels so homey, and just like, I love being here. But we moved out, we found a little beach condo, and we moved into it. And the day that we moved in, Bo started having breathing problems and breathing issues, like major breathing problems. Like at first it wasn't major. It was just kind of like, I'm having a really hard time breathing, and it progressively got worse. And about a week into, but we couldn't figure out what it was. We were trying to figure out what it was. We thought maybe it's, the washer and the dryer, because they used more harsh chemicals, and he's really sensitive to detergent. And we just kept kind of trying to troubleshoot, and nothing was working. We just kept hitting a wall. And then about a week into living there, I started experiencing, like on my extremities, especially my hands would start burning and start tingling and feeling really, really, really weird. Nothing that I've ever experienced before. And like a numb, burning feeling. It was the weirdest feeling I could ever, I feel like I can't even describe it. I thought I pinched a nerve maybe, like I just could not figure out what it was. I'm like, what is going on? I've never experienced anything like this. Then I started getting rashes like all over my body, and especially really like on my face and arms, and just really everywhere actually, but it was really obviously noticeable on my face. And it almost looked like a sunburn rash. It was very, very red and hot, like very hot to the touch, and it really felt like a sunburn. That's the best way that I could describe it. And we're like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? And so Bo progressively, and so did I, obviously, got worse, but his was more intense because it was breathing issues. He ended up in the ER. He has never gone to the emergency room. We've never been to the emergency room before. It was so terrifying. And we basically, through all this, we were led down the path of like, through process of elimination of like, what could it be? What could it be? All these different things that we ended up thinking like, what if it's mold? We ran into somebody, they were like, maybe it's mold, like you should really test for it. So we got testing done, and it came back really high levels of an allergenic mold, but I guess it's a fungus. It was really confusing, but it came back high levels of it. And and the symptoms of that particular spore is like rashes, asthma, breathing issues. So we're like, oh my gosh. But with the air test, it came back like inconclusive. There's so many details to this story. So basically, our landlord or property manager ended up doing a test. We still haven't heard back from that. And we ended up doing an ERMI test, and we're still waiting for the results on that. But the initial test showed elevated levels. And so we still are like, our stuff is still over there. Like, we just don't even know what to do right now. I don't even know what to do with our stuff. I need to get more concrete answers so that we can figure out what we're gonna do, because mold is so serious and I don't want to, we need to figure out what we need to do. So we're staying with my parents right now because we still are, legally we're in a lease there and we're just waiting on results, and but we're kind of in the active process of moving out because they fully understand that we can't live there, and there's just been so much going on. I graduate from school next month. I know this is like the longest answer ever. I graduate from school next month, and I'm just like trying to juggle like catching up on school because of the initial move. I'm like so behind in homework, and I'm about to graduate, and there's just so much happening, and it's been very just crazy to juggle it all. But all that to say, as far as like living situation, everything is just so incredibly up in the air. Even my parents, we're talking with my parents, they really want to build on this property. They want to build an additional ADU and live in it. And so they're like thinking about doing that right now. So then we might live in the house, and they move into the additional dwelling unit because they think they're going to start building it right now. And, anyway, they're just thinking about things, as they're getting older and, what they want to do and their life to look like and everything like that, and traveling. And so they want to do that. And so that we might be able to be here. So we're like, we just have no idea what's happening. But as of right now, we are here. Basically, pretty much everything is unfolding one day at a time. But as of right now, it's looking like we are going to be here for a little while. And then once we get more of a concrete answer of what my parents are going to be doing and the timeline of that and everything like that, if it works out, we might just be here while they build, and then they'll just move into the additional dwelling unit because of what happened with the mold. And honestly, I'm kind of scared to move into another place and have an experience like that, especially with how sensitive Bo is now. It really seemed to trigger a very intense immune response. And I feel like right now we just need to be settled, and we need to get through this. And I'm just gonna take one day at a time and just let God unfold where we're supposed to be, and let him kind of choose the place truly where we live as it just unfolds naturally. Okay, the next question, what are you in school for? I'm in school to be a nutritional therapy practitioner, and I got so many questions too about the next question literally is, can I be your first NTP client? And oh, absolutely, I love your videos. I'm so glad you love them, and I love you so much. And yes, I am going to be taking clients. I'm so excited to be able to. That is really what I want to do, is to help. And because I'm going to be new, I definitely want to do more private one-on-one and really be able to work together. And, I think there's definitely a lot of there's always that feeling of I have so much more to learn, but at the same time, I'm like, I've learned so much, and I know that I can look at my previous self, a few years ago and say, Cambria, this and this and this and this is going to help you, and take her hand and walk her through it. And I definitely know that I don't want me having so much more to learn to prevent me from helping right now. And so I definitely will be taking clients, and I will let you know as soon as there's an email sign up to get on that if you are interested, because I got so many questions about that. So yes, I am going to be taking clients, and I'm so excited to help you. The next question is, are you bringing back the podcast? Please say yes. Yes, I am bringing back the podcast. I don't know when, but I 100% am going to be bringing back the podcast. It's just because of how up in the air life has been right now, and I graduate literally next month, and we just need to figure out, we need to move, we need to get our stuff out of there, we need to figure out what's going on, and then I will know once things settle down. I probably think next month, honestly. Once things settle down, then that's the first thing on my list is I'm 100% going to be bringing back the podcast. I am so amazed at how much you love the podcast and how many listeners, and just I'm so excited to bring the podcast back. So definitely let me know if you have anything that you want me to talk about in the podcast. I'm 100% going to be bringing it back. Tips on how to view Bible time, not as a check on the checklist. And I would really just say to just talk to God, to talk to him, to love him. I would recommend a book for you. I would say Hearing God by Dallas Willard has been one of the most impactful books that I've read one of the most impactful books I've probably ever read about God. And even if you are, not like, actively a follower of Jesus, I think that it's such an amazing book, and it might really change everything for you. So maybe I'll just leave it at that. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book. It's called Hearing God. And I think that everybody would benefit from reading it and really just be enriched from it. It is a beautiful, life-changing book, and I love it so much. So that's what I would say, but I love you so much, so much to come. I will definitely, in my next video and just in upcoming videos, will be taking you along with getting my results back from all my functional labs and just preparing for future pregnancy in 2024 as I start working through labs right now, and just keep you updated with like the housing situation and everything like that. Meester's looking at me right now. He wants to come outside, but I love you so much. The last thing I'll say is don't forget to check the description box for everything, because I know I said I was going to link a bunch of things, and so whatever I mentioned, check out the description box for. Check out the description for Element. Guys, the grapefruit flavor being a permanent flavor is probably one of the highlights of my year. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it really is. So, link in the description for everything. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
The way I feel when you walk in the room.